Welcome to Catch My Point. I'm not a big fan of a post-mortem, but that's exactly what we are going to do. When we talk about reviews, we are doing a post-mortem. But with regard to India, like I keep saying, we want to win the World Cup, we want to have our hands on the trophy, but we are making life difficult for ourselves. Pakistan was a game that was touted to be big, but typically it's unlike the men's format. It's not, the competition level wasn't as much, but Pakistan are surely and steadily catching up. While India have the better experience, the better brand of cricketers, the more attacking players, somewhere we are not able to translate that when it comes to the main games. A question of why will always haunt us. We are working on the physical aspect, there is a lot of work being done in terms of training. On the skill aspect, definitely a lot of work is being done. Maybe the preparation into this tournament might not have been as ideal as India would have liked it. And there is also work being done on the mental front. Now, we need to address all these issues simultaneously. But we also need to be a little aware of the reality that's happening. India bowled first, and they had the Pakistani batters in a little bit of a strife. But the fielding is not helping India. Arundhati picked up 3 wickets. Brilliant bowling. She held on to her lines and lengths beautifully, hit that back of length, made it difficult, cramped the batter for room. And every time she created an opportunity, it wasn't taken. It wasn't Asha Joy's best day out on the field, and it probably also kind of reflected in the otherwise energy levels that she would have had in her bowling. She bowled well, she picked up wickets thanks to a brilliant catch by Richa Ghosh. But then that's not every day that these things will happen. We need to be a little more consistent. First day, Richa Ghosh drops catches, Smriti Mandhana standing ahead of the boundary, missing catches, and yesterday Asha Joy misses, and there is no intensity on the field. Other than Jemima, it looks like others are managing themselves on the field. I understand the weather isn't the friendliest, but this is what every team is going to face, and we need to be able to adapt quicker than what we are adapting at the moment. Fielding woes have been our undoing for a long time. It's improving is what we say, but when it comes to crucial games, we are unable to actually go out there and give it our best. The answers need to be found now. There was a change that was done, Sajana came in, but looks like she came in purely because they needed another fielder. She can be used as a bowler, wasn't used as a bowler. Deepti, I think, is also recovering from the shock of the previous game. She bowled better, but I would not say that's the best she has bowled. Shreyanka Patil was outstanding. Every time she was asked to change ends and bowl, she managed to come in, pick up that line and length immediately. Her smart bowling was why she picked up those couple of wickets. Both those wickets that she picked up, she bowled it from behind the crease. The ball did not reach the batter as quickly, and she varied her pace very, very well. So it's 2 standout bowlers for me. One is Arundhati, who picked up wickets, and Shreyanka, who not only picked up wickets but also very miserly. We allowed Pakistan to score only 105 and picked up 8 wickets. Nida Dar contributed at scoring 28 of 34 balls. I still feel Pakistan's young captain, Sana, needs to be coming in a little ahead. I feel ahead of Alia Riaz would be a good position if she and Nida Dar can manage the middle overs well. I have a feeling that Pakistan could go on to score much bigger totals. So 13 of 8 balls, she gave her a chance, the first ball that she came, which was dropped. And then the shots that she is playing, she looks like somebody who's very, very confident of her shot selection and her execution. I think she's a big standout and will be the find of the decade, if I could say so. Even in the bowling department, her 4 overs, 23, and she picked up a wicket. All of it is towards a winning cause. She brings in a lot of energy into that Pakistan dressing room. And it's outstanding to see that. The younger players are also contributing in terms of running around, fielding the balls. Aruba, her bowling was good. She contributed with the bat 14 of 17. Remember, they lost 8 wickets. So somebody who's coming in at number 9 is able to do this, contribute. I think it's adding a lot of value to Pakistan. Not only that, she fielded brilliantly and would have stopped another 5-6 runs. So overall, she scored about 20 is how we would probably put it in a cricket lover's scorebook. Let's come to India's batting. We've always spoken about potential of Shefali Verma to play the big shots. What happens when the big shots don't come? You have to run hard. Large ground, slow pitch, and you needed the NRR going. Everybody is saying yes, India had to win, agreed. But you also have to keep in mind, but when you're chasing 105, there are certain risks that maybe somebody like a Shefali Verma can take. She scored a 32 uncharacteristic of her with 35 balls, which means she's scoring at less than 100 strike rate. First 6 overs, that is the power play, had no boundaries. That's not the way you use that power play. Especially when you have batters like Shefali Verma, Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur and Jemima coming in after. We have to take the attack to the opposition and we are not able to do that. The pitch was slow, batters were not timing it properly. Then you have to evaluate the risk versus rewards and go ahead taking the risk. Because 105 needs to be chased down within 11 or 12 overs if we are to compete in this World Cup. I am sure everybody knew it but was not able to execute it. So we are all big fans and big supporters of Indian cricket, but we also need to be understanding realities. I understand it's not easy being out there. Nonetheless, when the need is there, I think people need to step up. Again, the musical chair of the number 3 continues. This time it was Jemima's turn to be the winner at number 3. She scored runs she has in the past scored runs. And yesterday was no different, 23 of 28. But what happens with somebody like a Jemima is when there is a batter like Shefali the other end whose running intent is not as much as a Jemima's intent, you are going to stop your partner also from scoring freely, which definitely affects Jemima's pattern of scoring and running. She is somebody who adapts beautifully to situations, and while she is trying to do so, if a partner isn't able to help her, I think it does not spell good days for this particular player especially. Harman, however, looked like she was playing on a completely different pitch. She was able to time the ball better. Again, she's got only one boundary, but she's able to place it in the gap a little bit better. It felt like the ball was coming on to her bat much better than others. Unfortunately, she got injured just about 4 runs into before India was going to win. 29 of 24. Wishing you a speedy recovery, Harman. But up until then, she looked better than most others. But you cannot be losing 4 wickets. You can lose 4 wickets, I'm not saying. But 4 wickets and not speeding up the run rate doesn't work in tandem. Either you lose your wickets while trying to hit the ball, or you don't lose as many wickets and take your own sweet time getting. I think we kind of didn't find the balance, to be very honest. Sajana, I think it's a one ball wonder kid is always going to be there. She comes in for Mumbai Indians, gets a 1 ball 6 and now 1 ball boundary in her World Cup debut, which speaks volumes about her guts. So I think we need to start thinking, where are these kind of players? How are we going to fit them in? Lot of thinking for India to do, Indian think tank to do, and I'm sure they are not giving themselves any excuses, and they shouldn't be. They should be demanding more from themselves and from everybody around them. Let's hope that the coming games, because Sri Lanka again is going to be a fantastic opponent, they are fielding brilliantly, they are bowling brilliantly at the top of the innings, first 6 overs, it's going to be very, very tough if India doesn't take chances. So whether we are going to have a review as critical as this or something that is going to really be better in terms of how India has improved, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for tuning in, and if you do like what you hear, do like, share and subscribe to Coach Aarti.